It's finally spring 2018 and the start of a brand new season of anime to grace the world once again. It's been a while since I uploaded anything to the channel. I apologize to my 2 subscribers, but I'm happy to announce I'm back once again. This is going to be a quick thoughts on all the different shows of this season. Since most of the first episodes have aired, there may be some series that start off fairly weak but improve, so take this with a grain of salt. And to be clear, no second seasons. Or third, nor fourth. Just straight up original series to keep it fresh. With that out of the way, let's begin. A lolly main character using the Sword Art Online title, airing just a year after the whole Battle Royale genre blowing up. Something seems fishy. Okay, in all seriousness, this anime was a great idea. I was a huge fan of Sword Art Online Season 2. Not Season 1, don't get that confused. I can defend Season 2 from a lot of criticism, feeling it was very overhated and unjustified just because it had Sword Art Online in the title, and people agreeing to hate Sword Art Online. Safe to say, it came out at a bad time, and since it wasn't as popular as Season 1, it had barely any positive reviews to balance it out. Just look at the score ratios. Again, look at Sonic Unleashed vs Sonic 06 on GameSpot. Yeah, it's outdated, but it goes to prove my point. With that out of the way, what did I think of the first episode from Gun Gale Alternative? It was pretty unremarkable, nothing amazing, didn't even go into any of the characters, we didn't even know their names until the end. It was just set up to introduce the odds and what is at stake. Well, you didn't need to spend 24 minutes doing the same thing. Literally, this could have been 12 and the rest could be established in the background of these characters. I have no problem if you keep the development in the actual game. What I liked about Sword Art Online 2 is that it tried to establish the world and setting along with the background goal for these characters before we wanted to care for them. Maybe the series does understand that, and maybe you're just shouting at your monitor. It's only the first episode. It gets godly after that, and maybe it does, but for now, it gets a 6 out of 10. Not awful, but nothing special. There seems to be quite an amount of reboots this season. Steins Gate, Legend of Galactic Heroes, Captain Tsubasa, Hokuto no Ken, and now Ashita no Joe. This influx of reboots out of nowhere, I can't tell you why. However, this project is supposed to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Ashita no Joe. Anyone remember watching Ashita no Joe? Anyone? No? Well, it kind of faded into obscurity, and now elitists in the community take that opportunity to tell the casuals how better anime was back in the day and use this as an example. It's an endless cycle. They eventually stop watching anime and the new generation tells the new generation how better anime was back in the day. But someone took the chance to finally promote this series and made a fan project from the corpse of it. Not a bad idea. And while the story behind it may be interesting, the whole series doesn't fare that well on its own. Granted, I've only seen the first episode of Ashita no Joe. Not sure if it's enjoyed most when completed Ashita no Joe, but just keep in mind that I felt this anime took too long in establishing the main character's background. It kind of drags a little. It doesn't address the elephant in the room, the setting. I can tell it's trying to achieve a different and distinct setting. It tries a little too hard to feel abstract and distant that it bleeds into the pacing of the series. Just look at Hajime no Ippo. They could have just started with Ippo going to the gym and meeting these characters, but we spent 4 to 5 episodes establishing the goal for Ippo and the determination that Ippo is willing to take, which makes him getting the membership after the work he took to get there even more satisfying. That's how you do a good starting episode. And with a different, more futuristic setting, there were tons of opportunities to achieve that, or even create a more compelling world along with it, which is something Hajime no Ippo didn't want to do. Although the idea of creating a reboot to commend the footsteps of Ashita no Joe made, it just falls flat on the concept and just erases that potential. 5 out of 10. I'm just gonna say this now. I came into this with very low expectations. Couldn't see myself coming out very satisfied or even interested in a series like this. And from the 6 out of 10 on my anime list, it looked like a watered down version of The World God Only Knows. Let's just say it didn't look promising. But for the first episode, that was very well polished. The series gave just the right amount of motivation to these characters. I thought they would just have made the main character save her life from falling like a knight in shiny armor, but they went a step beyond, and because of that, the main character felt more three-dimensional and relatable, although that just leaves Iroha kind of dry, but still enough to feel alive. I do wish they could develop her more from their relationship, or even give her more background, since the issues she went through were very interesting, but at the same time, super cliche. But at the same time, they managed to create a convincing background for these characters, enough where the cliches were twisted and felt more unique. I really hope they take this approach for future episodes in the series, although the last part of the few moments of the series kinda came out of nowhere. I'm not spoiling anything. It wasn't established or built up, which makes me wonder how they will take future episodes. Assuming it will be much more different, sort of like Tonari no Kaibutsu-kun. Overall, very promising first episode, and one of the highlights, 8 out of 10. Can I just gush about this series before taking it apart? Oh my goodness, this series is amazing and ridiculous. The comedy made me die on the floor laughing. It was so good, and the build-up was so clever, not to mention the breakdown of cliches made the series so self-aware. It was a parody of the magical girl genre, and it made the series 10 times more charming and memorable. Okay, I'm done. The comedy of the series is more visual. It played on irony and reversing expectations. Literally so many comedy strategies, which made the series very refreshing. I was laughing at almost every single joke. It played them so cleverly and made sure it landed with nice timing. If you don't laugh at this joke, then try this. This directly integrates with the characters and makes them even more likable, without developing any dilemmas or situations to grow the characters and prove how likable they are. Even though I saw the promotional art and already knew she was gonna turn into a magical male, I was dying on the floor laughing when she transformed because of the clever build-up and establishing relatable, enjoyable characters. This series is all sorts of amazing and deserves anime of the year before even the whole series comes out. I'm talking to you, Crunchyroll. Don't put Boku no Hero again, and look for true art. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I'm not joking. No, who am I kidding? 11,000. Can I just say the series has the best art of the season? No? Well, I'm saying it anyways. I just cannot ignore the level of detail this anime has. While the character designs may seem very plain, the backgrounds were actually really well done, and the visual filter was amazing. For the actual anime, well, it was pretty underwhelming. It started off fine, waiting for it a little bit to pick up after the halfway point, kinda dragged to the end, and just became repetitive. The main problem with this series is the main heroine, Teresa. They tried way too hard to make her look cute and clumsy. It was so transparent and became so one-dimensional. There were ways to do this concept right. Just look at Sakura no Pet no Kanojo. Sheena had a lot more layers to her. Clumsy, yes. Understanding and serious. I was getting so tired of her character after the halfway point, repeatedly slamming the same trope to her. Oh, heard her, she's very clumsy. Yup. And Oh, look at this clumsy cute foreigner. Don't you just want to protect her? Yeah, I get it. Can we move on, please? Show me a little more to this character. I really hope I'm wrong and the anime does not proceed with this one character cliche towards the entire series. We have edgy Mick, I don't want to be here right now, but I want to save this Onanoko like a knight in shining armor for no reason. I was given no motives or purpose, but you know, you're just so darn cute. I just can't help myself. I haven't seen that anywhere. I'm so attractive and everyone loves me. Couldn't even tell you where that's from. Oh, and we can't forget the stingy tsundere. Okay, you get my point. It's pretty lazy characters and motives. Not very impressed by the first episode, except the open and animation, but what does good sound and art mean when the experience was just all over the place? 6.4 out of 10. Well, this video is going on a bit longer than expected. Time for a quick lightning round. This is how it's done, Tadakun wa koi o shinai. On a side note, this is pretty underrated and really well paced and fascinating. 8.3 out of 10. Very rough animation and overall not too impressed here. A1. 4 out of 10. I get this is a comedy, but at least try to explain a bit of the background. But generally really clever. 7.5 out of 10. And those are my thoughts of all the shows I'm currently watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully it will be this year.